Session on what marketers think consumers really want from social media. We would like to begin by thanking you all for being the part of 17th Marketing Conclave. Before we kickstart the session, we would like to thank our cloud communication partner Root Mobile, session partner IAB Tech Lab in partnership with Pubmatic, gold partner Logic Serves Digital, session partner Agraya, and knowledge partner Kantar. Without any further delay, it's my pleasure to introduce you to our esteemed speakers, Mr. Partha Sarathi, MA, Chief Executive Officer, South Asia from Mindshare; Krishna Rao Buddha, Senior Category Head from Parley; Deepak Salvi, Co-founder and Chief Operating Officer from Chingari; Prajakta Rathi, AVP Digital Marketing from MyGlam; and Surbhi Gupta, Head of Digital Marketing from Lenskart. I welcome you.
Thank you. So, good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. The definition of social media, as you all know, is ever evolving. What started off as a means of communication then became a space for communities to come together and engage. It went on to the creation of content, onwards to e-commerce, and far beyond that as well. So, within this entire realm, our topic today is very interesting, because it's not just about what consumers want from social media. It's actually what marketers think consumers want from social media. So that gives a good twist to the topic. And to address such a topic, we've got a really diverse panel here. So on one hand, we have a content expert who runs a highly popular platform like Chingari. We have two native digital marketers in Prajakta and Surabhi, which are very, very omni-channel kind of brands, and they are managing the digital marketing there. And we have in Mr. Krishna Rao a marketer who manages brands that have been there even before my childhood, and that is a very, very long time ago. So we should certainly get a very wide range of perspectives from this panel on this conversation. So let me plunge right into it with my first question to the panel. So I'll address this to Deepak. When we hear about social media, there's a belief that it has moved away from being the key driver of social media. Earlier was about communities. You want it to be where your friends are, right? And now the belief is it's moved to being content driven, where people want to be part of social media platforms entirely based on the kind of content which they get to consume there, and the community is almost secondary to that. So how do you think, this entire area of social media has evolved when it comes to consumer expectations?
Yeah. So basically, I've been in media from last 20 years. So the platform, the content, the whole scenario, the ecosystem has changed. Few years back, platform was the driver basically. Today, it has been replaced by content. People like interactive stuff right now, and the more engaging and interactive content is there, it will attract more users on the platform. Plus, people's span to stick around the platform is reduced like anything. It's been like 60 seconds right now. People don't have time, and the bet is to keep them hooked with superlative content, which make them a brand custodian to promote the friends and family. So if you see right now the social networking apps and the social content apps, so right now if you see on social media chart of Google, if you see the whole social networking what you call apps have gone down, the content apps have grown up, like they've gone up in first 10. If you see first 10 apps, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So it's more about content, and people are very specific. Initially people used to say isne mujhe bola movie dekho or short wo video acha hai. People used to do that, but people right now, people don't have time, and they want to be very selective about their content, and that's what it is right now. It's more about content more than social media and networking kind of sites.
Right. So Surabhi, Prajakta, what is your take on this? I mean, you must be spending and investing money behind some of these platforms as digital marketers. So there is always a fine balance, because when you go very sharp targeted against certain audiences, you want to go behind communities, and therefore in that direction. On the other hand, if you were to go more interest based kind of targeting, then it's all about what kind of content is being consumed, right? So how do you do the balance between these two? Maybe Surbhi, you can start, and then I'll.
Okay. So see, Partha, for us, as you very rightly said, and as Deepak also very rightly said, firstly, the content is very, very important because the way for a digital is we are not meeting any customer face to face. What we write to them, what we show it to them on a creative is what attracts them further, makes them click on the banner and move forward, be it on a banner, be it on an emailer, be it on the website even. So therefore the content becomes very, very important. But on a social media platform, when we go now, it also depends on what kind of a consumer are we talking about. Are we talking about new user? Are we talking about a loyal customer? And we know that we want to talk to him with regards to a purchase or a kind of a transactional. So depending on those kinds of factors also, we change the content, we change the communication. For Lenskart, we are not doing too much of a hard hitting because for us it is more from a optician and a fashion point of view. So we are not doing too much of a hard hitting content. We are more on a glamour side. We are more on a free flow side. So therefore, our contents are always very free flowing. So that is what we stick to, and that is where we also see, because most of our audience that who buy are basically younger generation, because they connect well with Lenskart. They find it pocket friendly, because whatever kind of pocket money that they're given from their parents, they find that this is a good brand to be connected with, and where they could actually change their lenses, their frame colors according to their fashion, according to the clothes that they're wearing, according to the place that they're going. So through that way, we connect with them in a very friendly way on a content side on social media platforms.
How about you, Prajakta? Your point on perspective on this?
So, to address this community and content part, we have started something as community on our website. So where we want users to engage, because beauty is all about research, and of course nowadays online shopping is all about research. So people move to content video first, and then they take those decisions, and the window is quite larger there. So therefore we want to, of course, it has been there for years, but we haven't rightly promoted it as we want to, and we are looking to do that. So community is the part that we really want to engage. So there is one more thing that that can add into that is the AI, right? Or AR, you can call it, augmented reality. That is also one of the things that keep users engaged. And that itself, VR and of course Lenskart is all about that. We are also trying that on our website, wherein people can, users, especially females, we love to have all the shades in our, bag. But which shade will look good on me, my tone, my skin tone? That is a kind of a question and that's what they search for on YouTube. That is will it suit the dusky skin? So we want to be that website wherein we can help users, to address and to identify, okay, this is a shade that will look best on me. So yes, we are making and trying to make most of that part as well.
Since Prajakta touched based on the AR, just for everybody's knowledge, we did try AR and we were promoting AR heavily during the IPL time, and we got very good responses from there. People not only used AR, but they also bought online. The kind of online sales that we saw after the usage of AR was tremendous. We got a very good response from AR.
Also we, as a short video format app, this is the first time in India we started something, something innovative. So if there's a video, I'm dancing, okay, our creator is dancing, and if you like my cap, you just have a shop button there. That was the first time in India what we started. We wanted to innovate, like, kind of content creator plus shopping. So that's the first thing, and people are right now following it.
Absolutely. I mean, the boundaries are blurring so much between content and commerce and community that that's very interesting. So I actually had a question for Mr. Krishna Rao.
Yes.
Our topic talks about the consumer. Now
Yes.
that the word consumer has been used so often, but actually the consumer is very broad, right? And the same person is in different mindsets when he's buying different products and all that. Now, when it comes to a large CPG company like Parle, where again you have products ranging from targeting the housewives to targeting perhaps youth on the move, and you have your latest Bisleri kind of brands there. You have a whole array of products. So When it comes to social media, do you think it's relevant for all of them? And what are the kind of differences you see in the role of social media and what they want from social media when it comes to the different types of consumers you're addressing?
Yeah. So very, very, very pertinent question, Partha, there. So frankly speaking, I recollect about 7 years ago, every brand team wanted to have a page for every brand. And we said we have like 47 brands. We cannot be having a brand page for all these brands. And we had to pick and choose, like you rightly said. So there are certain brands which are extremely pertinent to cater to an audience, and a particular environment is really, really required. So we have segregated actually Parlay's portfolio, and by the way, Parley products. I represent Parley products, which is a separate entity altogether, and Parley Agro and Bisleri International are two different entities altogether. Okay, though at one point in time, many decades ago, they were all one. But in our portfolio, we have biscuits, salty snacks, confectionery, and bakery products. So what we have done is we've classified into three verticals. So we are calling what is called as Parle G. So Parle G by itself is one vertical, and the other one is Popular. So rest of all the products are falling under Populars, be it Crackjack, Monaco, Kacha Mango Bite, Melody, and then we have and the salty snacks and bakery products as well. And then we have the third vertical, which is the Platina. So the Parle Platina, which is the premium offering. So where we have Hide and Seek, Milano, Nutri Crunch. So those are our premium offering brands, and so we have looked at addressing each of these to a separate set of audience with a separate piece of content, and the communication is absolutely need based and topical as well. Say for example, for a brand like Parle-G, we've decided that okay, we really do not really need as much of an occasion, and we do definitely tap upon every opportunity of movement marketing. And we have seen posts go viral, particularly for brands like Parle-G. So typically, to give you an example, when last year the Prime Minister spoke about being vocal for local, and Parle-G is the brand which went really viral during that such times, and and there were many such occasions, and where we sort of captured those, and that is how we have been addressing. So not you rightly said, not all brands actually are making use of social media, but there are select brands and need based. So a brand like Rola Cola, a confectionery small brand, actually it made a comeback purely on through social media. Somebody from Kerala tweeted asking that can we get actually Rola Cola back, and we said okay, get us about 10,000 retweets, and we'll get it. And actually in a span of about less than 45 days, we got 10,000 retweets, and actually in the next 6 months, we reintroduced, this was in September 2019, we reintroduced Rola Cola, and Rola Cola ever since has been promoted only on digital, only on social media for that matter. So that's how we've been able to address certain brands.
Really interesting. So Deepak, do you see in when it comes to the Chingari user base and more importantly content creation base, are you seeing very different types of consumer cohorts and different types of content therefore being created and consumed by consumer cohorts in a very different way?
Yeah, so basically, I won't talk about social media, but talking about Chingari, right now, what we are introducing is our new product is out right now, which is like Gari, which is kind of crypto. So in future, if Parley wants to do some kind of content planning on Chingari and they are launching some new product or they have innovated some new product, they can put a post saying that do a campaign on Chingari, give us a best video, we might use it on television, and the creators can create content and they will get the Gari tokens. So that kind of and people don't now I've seen that people are more followers of local influencers than the bigger stars.
True.
So those influences are with us basically. So that's how we, things will move now in future. What we think at Chingari.
Right. So, I mean, the conversation moved very quickly to commerce and all of that, and with this entire thing of COVID-19 and the pandemic, one of the things that has happened is a very rapid acceleration in omni-channel. Right? Earlier, there were companies which were more brick and mortar focused. There were companies which were more online focused. Now we are seeing both moving in either direction, right? The traditional brick and mortars have quickly opened up D2C platforms and all of those. And on the other hand, you have people who started off as D2C who are moving into experiential zones and experience centers and all of that. So, I just wanted to ask you, how do you see the role of social media and how does it benefit consumers in various stages of that funnel when they move from awareness and discovery, moving towards driving consideration to driving trial and driving loyalty? If I were to just broadly put it as these four stages in the funnel, do you see social media playing a role, and maybe how have you used it? So I thought I'll ask the people who are in omnichannel as a business first, which is Surabhi and Prajakta, and then move to Mr. Krishna Rao. So Surabhi, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So, from a omni-channel point of view, before I move towards that, I thought that let me cover a bit about social media. How we have seen a change in the behavior of a customer or when they are on a social media platform. There was a point of time when people used to just go on for social media to upload their pictures and then constantly look at it, that how many likes have I got, how many people have actually commented on my pictures, or where have my friends checked in, what are they doing, what are they posting, where are they now traveling. I think now people have also evolved and they're more informed and they've moved on from this. Social media is no more a platform on just keeping a check or just talking about your own life. If you look at it today on any of the social media platforms, where you go, it's more of a ads, one or two posts of yourselves or your friends, and then there is just ads, and they're not ads as if they are spamming you. They are more from an interest based point of view. Now, as consumers have become involved and they have become more informed, they also understand that what is a retargeting and a remarketing, and they understand now that these social media platforms are more of actually discovery platforms where they actually go and discover. So if they're doing any kind of a search, if they're liking any kind of a product, if they do not get targeted by a similar kind of or the brands which are in the same category, I think somewhere they expect them to do so. They don't think that they should not be, because I'll tell you, there has been a time where when I joined Lenskart, there have been so many people who came up to me and they said, मैं चश्मा पहनता हूँ बट मैंने आज तक लेंसकार्ट का एड नहीं देखा, आप लोग क्या मेरे को अपना कस्टमर नहीं समझते हो क्या? So I was like, no, nothing like that. So somewhere now people are expecting that if they visit my website, if they visit on my store, they will be targeted on these social media platforms. In fact, we have seen a very different change of ROPO as a definition during this pandemic. Now, what people earlier, it was like research online, purchase offline, or vice versa, right? But now I feel that it is only research online, as we were talking about content also previously while Deepak spoke about it, that people are, and Prajakta also spoke about it, the people are researching online before they think about stepping outside. And then if they like it, if they're comfortable with it, then they either purchase it online or offline. So it's not as if that it's just connected to offline as a purchase and researching online. They are comfortable buying online as well. So therefore that omni-channel presence comes over there. And with this omni-channel presence, the kind of a consumer what they expect from us also as a brand and touch base with them on the social media platform is, if I have gone on a, say for example, on your website, I've seen a product, connect with me on that product, right? So for example, if a person has come on the Lenskart website, they have seen our product, we connect with them through the catalog ad and show it out to them, the products that they were searching for, and directly take them to those pages and saying that you were searching, would you like to buy, did you like any of this, would you like to see any kind of a similar product. Like for example, if they were searching on stores near me, Lenskart stores near me, we target them with the social media, with the location finder page. If a person went to the store and they got their eyes tested, So that also they expect us to like get in touch with them with the powered glasses or a sunglasses also. A lot of people don't even know that there are powered sunglasses. That was one of the because we did this kind of a targeting also, where people who had powered eyeglasses, we targeted them with the powered sunglasses, and they were like pleasantly surprised that acha sunglasses isme bhi aate, number mein bhi aate. They were not even aware, and especially the men. Females are still okay because they wear contact lenses, and then power or no power, it doesn't make much difference in their life. But for men, it made a lot of difference. That yes, these are also coming in the powered sunglasses. So and if, for example, if somebody is like they have already made a purchase, as you said very rightly, Partha, it's not just with regards to awareness and where they have shown an interest or the desire. It is also it doesn't end till purchase. The journey continues till the loyalty. So even if they have, for example, they have purchased a contact lens, a monthly contact lenses, they expect me to remind them that this is going to expire soon. Why don't you buy? Why don't you reorder them? So on different platforms where I can reach them, where they are most reachable. So that is something. This is how, what is the consumer, a change in the consumer behavior and the patterns that we have seen over the time, and where the end-to-end journey, because now thankfully to the technology also, we can actually track end-to-end. So even if a person is online or offline, whether he has gone on my store, any of my store, or whether they have come on my app, mSite Dexter, they have chatted with my agent, or they have done a call center, they have called on my toll free number, everything is tracked in one data lake, and we are able to make that customer